Well, Mr. Don DC Curry, it is nice to meet you. My name is Evany. How are you?
I'm fine. I see you now. I'm technically challenged.
I'm making you jump through some hoops and barrels for me today, but I appreciate it.
Right on.
All right, so this weekend it's going down at the Funny Bone at Zona Rossa. I like to say it fancy like that because I just don't know why, but it's at Zona Rossa at the Funny Bone. Friday, May the 2nd, and Saturday, May the 3rd. You're getting out of here right before Cinco de Mayo. What you got planned for Cinco de Mayo?
Oh, that's right. Well, Cinco de Mayo, I'm gonna cut. I'm a farmer.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So Cinco de Mayo this year, I gotta come home and make sure all of my workers are safe.
Aha. That is true. That is true because there's some things going on in the world. So what do you grow on your farm? You're from Georgia, right? Is that where you live?
That's correct.
Okay.
I'm
So
from Chicago, but yeah, I,
okay.
I live in Georgia. Yeah, I have two farms.
Okay. Oh, two farms. Okay, so what are you growing on your farm?
Well, I have a little garden about an acre, but I have cattle, I have goats, I have chickens, and I got hogs.
Okay. You want to know what? You said hogs. My mom, she grew up on a pig farm. My mom is from Brazil, and so she loves like a good pig.
Wow.
Yeah. She tells me all the stories.
Yeah, I got 15 hogs.
15.
Yeah, I got hogs. Yeah.
I know you are eating good. So do you even have to go to the grocery store?
Hey, I am so popular now because I got chickens.
Yeah, I know
I
so.
am so popular now, you would not believe it.
Okay, so tell me how much are you selling a dozen of eggs for nowadays?
I get about 4 dozen a day, and I've never sold an egg. I give them away.
Oh, that's very nice of you.
Nice or dumb, I don't know, whichever one. I don't know.
You know what? I don't like to charge my friends for things either, so I'd probably give mine away too. So I don't blame you on that one.
I never sold one egg, and I get 4 dozen a day.
Okay, 4 dozen a day. All right. So you're coming to Kansas City. I mean, we're known, well, I wouldn't say that we're known for our farming, but people who don't know about Kansas City think that there's only farms here. We got a lot more.
Oh yeah, there's a lot. There. Wasn't Dorothy from there? Though she was from a farm. Wasn't Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz?
Yes, when she clicked the fields together and she was taken back to her farm, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, right.
Okay, so I gotta
But
ask,
I've always enjoyed Casey.
okay, and you know we're gonna feed you right with the barbecue because that's what we're known for.
You better know it. What is it? Gates, right?
You know, okay, okay. Mr. Don DC Curry knowing about his
Come on,
game.
come on. I've been around a while now. I've been around.
I know that's right. Okay, I got to ask you the question that probably everybody asks you since you were on the Friday movies, next Friday and Friday after next. Are you coming back? Because they're talking about that they're going to bring the movie back. Will you be back? Is it happening?
Well, I plan on coming back. However, Cube is to be like a reunion, and I said everybody except he and I is dead.
Okay.
John Witherspoon was my best friend. He's dead. LaWanda Page, Yvette Wilson, Tiny Lister, AJ Johnson, the little guy that had the dog, he committed suicide. I'm like, geez, man. But I think if we come back, I think I'll be the oldest cast member.
Yeah, not the oldest, the one with the most wisdom. That's what we'll call it.
I don't know about that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I have not received that call yet, but I'm looking forward to
Okay, well, I know that that phone call will happen, and I know the fans want to see Uncle Elroy.
it.
Okay, so you do have a podcast too. You said that you weren't good at technology, but you got a podcast?
I do, but I have some help. I got technicians in there.
Okay, you
Yeah,
pay people to do
DC.
that.
It's on DC Curry TV, and it's live every Wednesday night from 8:30 to 9:30. But it's called Disrace, DIS apostrophe race. It's
Okay.
just a civilian approach. Just a civilian approach to politics, entertainment, religion, and different social issues from where we stand. I got 5 comics on there with me, and it gets pretty ridiculous sometimes.
Okay, so I feel like a lot of so you live in Georgia, but you're from Chicago, and I feel like Chicago breeds some of the best comedians. And I know you guys really don't care much about what other people think about you. You guys are always going to tell the truth. And so, are you somebody that you never get afraid to speak your truth? Do you ever get worried to get canceled?
No, no, I've never worried about that. I would say I'm not quite as harsh as some,
Huh?
but I have no problem expressing my perspective, and that's just from where I stand.
Hmm. Now,
What
what?
am I? I'm a man in America. I'm a black man in America, and this is how I see it.
Right.
You
So,
know, you know, you know the MO for my podcast is no hate. I don't believe in hate,
right.
and I don't believe in no hate, but no fear.
No hate.
Respect everybody. Respect everybody, and fear nobody.
Okay. So then I can only imagine that the type of crowds that you pull into your show is probably like multicolored. You got all kinds of fans from all different races.
Yeah, generally.
You said something like that. Okay.
Yeah, generally.
Okay. Well,
you
nothing wrong.
know, some I, some people, because of my political views, I have walked some people now. But such is life.
Such is life. Okay. So, with your podcast and everything, and I was talking about you being from Chicago, and I always ask Chicago comedians this: what is it about Chicago that breeds some of the best comedians?
Well, you gotta have a sense of humor to survive there. For one,
Right.
you gotta have a sense of humor to survive in Chicago. But if it's been done and you grew up in Chicago, you've seen it. If it's been said and you grew up in Chicago, you've heard it. So I mean, wonderful place, particularly in the summer. But you get a variety of you got a wide variety of people there to experience.
So I feel like, they say if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. He's back.
Yeah, I didn't do nothing. Don't look at me.
It wasn't me either. But I was going to say, if you can make it, they say if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. But really, if you can make it in Chicago, you can make it anywhere. Or at least if you're from Chicago.
That's about right.
Okay. So I didn't even realize that you were once the host of Comic View.
I was.
Okay.
I
So
I replaced some more. I think.
Okay, so a show like Comic View, it gave a platform for so many comedians. Do you think that a show like that could work in an environment like today?
Well, I've seen the game go through 3 or 4 different changes. I've been performing. I'm going on 50 years. Well, it's my 47th year. But social media now has changed the game, and I'm not mad about that. It's just how life is. I will say, and uh, I got no bad feelings for young comics that come up as social media people. However, Are you there?
I'm there. I'm there. Third time's the charm.
Okay.
However, about
I
social
got
media,
some of the younger guys, and this is all, I'm not saying this with disgust or anything, but they do media, but then when they are performing live, it is evident to me that they have not done their road work. Whereas we were road warriors,
mm-hmm.
and it was a big part of the developmental process. And I can see that missing in a lot of social media, quote unquote, made guys.
So then to you, do you feel like the comedy game is watered down?
Well, in some ways, it's gotten tougher because with exposure comes, for example, before Def Jam and shows like that, you had a shock factor and you could shock people. They couldn't believe you were saying this or that in a public forum. But in this day and time, the shock factor is gone because everybody has heard everything. Kids that were 12 then watched Def Jam. So now you really have to, I think it forced comedians who didn't have substance, most of them now realize they got to have some substance. The shock factor is gone.
Right. Right. I think that that's very true. I feel like it's very watered down, but I mean, we're not going to get any watered down comedy when we see you this weekend, right?
Got that right. I'm turning it up.
He's going to turn it up at the Funny Bone at Zona Rosa. Say it with me, Mr. Don DC Curry. Say Zona Rosa.
Zona Rosa.
I like it. Nice and spicy for Cinco de Mayo. He's going to be here Friday, May the 2nd.
There you go.
That's right. Friday, May the 2nd.
I'm looking forward to it.
Saturday, May the 3rd. Get your tickets. Anything else that you want the people to know?
No, but it's a town meeting, since you mentioned it. I'm a social satirist. I can remember the time I would take what was going on in the world and turn it up a notch to make it funny. But now with what's going on in the world, I got to take it and turn it down to make it believable. It's so ridiculous.
The jokes write themselves, don't they?
Jokes and the president. All right, DC. All right.
We'll save it for the stage at the Funny Bone, right?
There you go. There you go.
Well, I appreciate you, Mr. Don DC Curry. Get your tickets to go see him. Funny Bone. Well, it's improvkc.com to get your tickets, but he's going to be at the Funny Bone. Get your tickets, get your tickets, get your tickets. And thank you so much for taking time out of your day on your busy farm to do this interview with me. I appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
All right. Talk to you later.
Good day.
Bye.